a gray, violety, neutral, a little bit of russet on the edges of that. Tie the tree into the sky. Pick the tree up again. Lose it, find it, lose it. Even with the small knife, I can put some maybe brighter lights in the trunks of the trees, like here. Maybe here. I don't know about here. I don't like it there. I like it here. Maybe here. Forgot to edge the water. Not sure where things are going to be here. Before I do that, though, I just realized I got to put some more sky in between the tree shapes. So I'm going to mix up that kind of sky color and put it in between the light areas here. Redrawing maybe if the tree trunks are too thick. Don't want them to stand out too much. Keep them kind of thin. Over here, I don't know. It's like a blue sky over here. Kind of like it, so I'm going to go back that way. A little more color on top of the... I'm actually going to put a little white into my blue-green. See what happens. That's too light. Forget that. Bad idea. Let's go with orange and green. I lost my transition light, so I'm going to try to fix it. A little darker, a little grayer. Lose it into the shadow. A little more of that over here, I think, is in order. This is definitely something like I've never painted before. This is too heavy out here. So I'm going to clean the knife. I'm going to lose some of this heaviness in the sunset, if I can. So I'm going to bring it down, jiggle the knife, soften it, lower it, like that. Wiggle, jiggle, soften. Sorry. I know. Wiggle. Oh, I didn't clean the knife good enough. It's got to be clean. Bring it down. Turn that over. This pallet's getting awful heavy, by the way. Bringing this down. Who knows what kind of effects you'll get, so I don't want to overdo it, but I can bring the trees back up into the sky. I can put some tree tops on some of these branched out shapes, like out here. New knife, new knife, new knife. Clean. Let's see where this goes here. It's kind of a delicate area, so I'm going to fuss with it a little more. More than usual. There. Let's go back to here and really punch up some light up there. As I do that, I'm going to soften that. I guess it's a big cloud there. So let's come in here with some more of that. Some kind of cloud color. A little more orange into that violet, maybe. Back to the light. Sky's doing a lot of crazy things tonight. I think it's one of these skies that doesn't know if it's a sunset or a sunrise. Maybe it'll figure it out before I'm done. The brush has to figure it out. More orange in the tops of trees. Kill the glare, which I notice I have too much glare. You probably don't see it at home. Now, to get a bright note in the sunset here, which is very neutral and low right now, we take a little bit of turp on the paper towel and we decide where the bright light's going to be. And we wipe away an area like that with the terp on the rag here. Focal point, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's try to clean up the tree tops and the sky and wrap this up as soon as we can here. Like the lost and found aspect, even in the distance here. How do I get that flatter without losing the brightness? Well, let's throw one little more bright out there. Light raking across the distant meadow.
I don't need those, but yeah, I mean, they're okay, but I don't know.
Or something. Put a little more foliage tone, red and green out here. Tying things together. Maybe more greenish. We have a lot of green in the foreground, so we want to probably unify the composition by putting a little more green in the trees.
Okay.
How's that sound? Everything all right, Dave?
Yes.
Good. You didn't miss a lot. It just became a greener landscape than it was. Little touches here and there if you want to give some spark and interest. Let's build a better, brighter areas. And some of the tree limbs are going to be darker also as they go against that evening sunrise sky. That sunset evening sunrise. You're probably right. Watch what I do now. I'm going to darken, a la Innis again, the top. And then brighten up a little more of the sky. Blue. See? Look at that. Ooh. You know, sometimes you just get frustrated, so you just do stupid things and hope you didn't ruin everything. Transition from that will be a little tricky, but we'll play with the palette and see what kind of transition we can get. Mainly at the top, that is, up here. I guess I've looked at clouds from both sides now. Well, you know. Pinks and blues. It's all for you, Susie. Oh, you're not watching. Yeah. She likes the pinks and blues. Time out. Quick break. I got to clean up a little. And we'll be back to finish this shortly. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up right now. A few finishing touches. And that should do it. I see two glaring things that are a little bit bothersome right now. So I'm going to tend to those. One of the things that bothers me is this tree, and this tree, and the other thing's the water. The rest is pretty well set. It's not completed, but everything's where I want it to be. So, without further delay, I'm going to start to bring the sky into this tree a little and give it a little life and character. So just by showing some branching, negative and positive. It's kind of a thin tree, you know. As far as the foliage goes, that is. So I'm going to take some more of that olivey green and redraw some of the foliage. A little lighter, not so dark. Like that. And this tree a little bit more. And then, where's the brush I was just using? Oh, here it is. So this tree, too, there's going to be some more lights coming through. Got rid of that giant too dark cloud. I'm going to fix that a little more. In there, and in here. Maybe even do this. Lose the edge of that tree, then I'm going to go back to the water. We've got to edge that water, folks. Where's my edging brush? So the edging of the water is going to be just a little green and orange. I don't want it black, black, black dark. Just want it kind of neutral, not too dark. Just put some edging, you know. also a deeper dark for in here. Deeper dark, is that a word? A darker dark for in here. And over here, I made that way too high. There are some grasses, and there are all kinds of stuffs going on in here. Grasses, foliage, softer. Water might, I don't know where it's going to go from here, but then we got the branches from the tree to reflect. So that'll have a little more red in it. Like this tree here. And we're going to reflect those branches into the water with red. Oops. Just up, down, back, forth, sideways, just till it looks right. That's all I do. If it looks right, I leave it. I keep painting till it looks right. Then it's going to need some highlights down there. So my little knife, get some of that bright yellow in there. In fact, I'll put some bright yellow in there. Just going to kind of match that value I already placed with the wet paper towel. Oops. Soften it. And then neutralize that a little bit with the complements and reflect that somewhere down in here, I guess. A little brighter. You can see, eh? You guys can't see, but they can see. I hope. So, put a little of that in here. Put a little half tone around that too. Transitional tone, sorry. Now let's put the water going across here. It's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Dark. Just a couple of darker darks in here. Kind of like that. Maybe one brighter note. On a brighter note, where should it go? Here? I don't know. I think it's close enough. Close enough for a weekly demo, anyway. Pop a few more lights in here. Balance. Let's balance this a little bit more. There. Okay, thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time in the studio.